Yes, Barry Ober, founder and visionary of DQM Connect. Please join us in this educational series on DOT driver file compliance. Our team will share insights and best practices in 3 key areas. Number 1, improve workflow efficiencies. Number 2, reduce outsourcing expenses. And number 3, maintain DOT compliance. Stay tuned and enjoy the series. Hi, Barry Oberg with DQM Connect. I'm here today to share best practices for DOT driver applications. The one thing that I hope that you'll get from this, if you do some of the best practices that we share, we believe that you're going to actually expedite the process of onboarding a driver in a compliant way. So to get started, I'd like to share a resource that I think you'll find very valuable. Go to www.ecfr.gov and you'll find a code of federal regulations. You'll learn everything you need to know about Title 49 391.21 DOT driver applications. When you're doing research, look for sites that are .gov sites and also look to make sure that they've been revised and updated in a very recent manner. As you go through that website, you'll find that one of the things that's on there I think is very important to mention is to make sure that the motor carrier needs to furnish the application, and it needs to be branded by the motor carrier. It must be completed and signed by the applicant and contain all the information as regulated by Title 49 391.21. So we're not going to go through the entire application, but we're going to share some best practices, like don't complete the driver's application for them. They need to do it themselves. Number 2, use English-only applications. Don't use one that's been translated. It will have a compliance challenge. Don't put the driver behind the wheel without a complete and verified application. Now I know what you're saying. You're going to delay our process, and I need to move some loads. If you use some of the best practices that we are sharing, we're going to help improve that process so that you can get that driver behind the wheel quickly in a compliant manner. So, what are some of the do's? First one I recommend is make sure you meet and greet this applicant as early in the process as possible and share with them the great benefits of working for you. Welcome them. Number 2, make sure your application is as friendly as possible. It's easy to read, has plenty of room for the driver to write in, and it's easy for them to understand. Keep it simple. This will improve your onboarding process. Another way to improve your onboarding process is to ask the drivers to share a copy of their driver's license, front and back, their medical cards, and the motor vehicle records at the time of submitting the application. This is going to go a long way to help you onboard drivers more quickly and validate their information. Finally, make sure that the driver and your admin who's reviewing the application is reviewing and signing this application. Okay, so what are some top compliance concerns that we have found? Number 1, missing driver profile information. Sounds simple. As my good friend Jay Johnson will say, the devil's in the details. And yes, there's a lot of details that get missed in the driver profile information. Make sure the driver's name are spelled correctly and that the license number and everything matches. Second, missing drivers or company's admin signature. Those applications need to be signed both by the driver and the applicant. Many times, doing a great job of filling out the application, but it's not signed. Once again, devil's in the details. Driver's experience doesn't match the employment history. Make sure you take the time to compare the experiences of the driver with the employment history and make sure that it makes sense. Is it possible for this driver to drive all these miles based on that employment history? And then finally here, make sure that you collect 10 years of employment history and explain all the gaps. It's very important that that 10-year period is covered. Well, that concludes it for today. I hope you enjoyed our best practices DOT driver application video, and look forward to our next one coming very soon. Have a great day.